Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Sunday. It is June 6th, 2021. See, look at I even got the year right today. It's amazing when you get enough sleep how your brain works a little bit better. So anyway, a couple things before we get into this video. We're going to be talking about some places to scavenge for supplies in a post-SHTF, okay, that maybe people don't think about right away. And so I want you guys to think about them, write them down, plan accordingly, okay? So first of all, I will be live streaming tonight at 8 p.m., so I would encourage you all to join me then for that. And it is, like always, we'll have a good discussion. I'm not sure what the topic is going to be 100% yet, but I'm thinking it might be with what's, oh, hi, Ma.
Present for you.
Oh, well, I'm doing a video right now.
That's all right. You can accept presents.
What do you got there? Oh, that's interesting.
Isn't that nice?
Look at Mom got, guys.
Hey, I liked it. I thought right with this sign, it's time.
No, we're not putting that outside on the house, not outside.
Okay, well, wherever you want to put it.
Okay, well, thank you.
Uh-huh.
See, she's sneaking in the house on me when I didn't even know she was in the house. Probably in there looking for beer, guys. She was like scavenging her fridge.
God.
Hey, listen,
No
later.
one's gonna believe you.
You can have one later, I promise. Okay? It's too early in the day. All right, I'm sorry, guys. So first of all, I will be live streaming tonight. I think we are going to be talking about a lot of things have been going on with Israel. There have been ships sinking, explosions happening, different things. Could it be possibly sabotage? We don't know for sure, but we will discuss these things tonight. So I would encourage you to join me for that. Secondly, today is the last day of the sale on my website for the Legacy freeze-dried foods, okay? So if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you will click on store. It will drop down. It will say Legacy Foods. You click on that. It'll take you to the store within the website. Anything that we have there that is available, when you check out, 20% will come off automatically on your purchase. So definitely take advantage of that, okay? GMO free. It is made in the U.S. It is also 25-year shelf life. It is also vegan. There are meat options available of beef and chicken as well. There are gluten-free options available, and it is the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies. So the sale will end tonight at midnight West Coast time. All right, so technically 3 in the morning East Coast time, but that's just being technical. But so definitely take advantage of that, okay? So because today is the last day of the sale. All right, so let's get into this topic. Now, in a post-event, SHTF has happened, right? Things have gone completely haywire, but we realize at that moment in time, oh my goodness, I don't have enough supplies. I don't have enough of the things that I need. Where should you go? Where should you look? Should you go to the drugstore? Should you go to the local grocery store? No, those would be the last places that you would want to go in a post-event, because people are going to go there in droves, and it is not going to be a pretty sight, okay? So, and a lot of these guys, these places that I'm going to talk about are going to be, some of them, and I'll point them out. Some of them are going to be ones you're going to want to look at right away. Other ones are going to be down the road type of things that you're going to check. All right. So one of the places that I would absolutely highly recommend people that they should check out would be libraries. Why libraries? A lot of libraries now are all digital. It's online, but there are still libraries that have books in them. There's a lot of knowledge in books. You can get books on growing food. You can get maps, if they have maps, local maps. Those are important things that you're going to want to find out too, especially if you live in the cities. If you can get a layout of the underground sewer system, boy, what an advantage that would be for traveling, because you're not going to be wanting to be traveling in the streets. You're going to be wanting to be traveling out of sight underground. Will you run into people underground? Of course you will, okay? But at least you would have, the advantage of knowing the sewer systems and those type of things. So libraries could be a huge treasure trove in a post-event for knowledge and information, books on growing, from everything to small engine repair to, masonry work. It's unbelievable the amount of knowledge that can be there for you to grab, okay? And believe me, people will not be looting libraries early on in a post-event. All right. Second one would be abandoned businesses and small offices. Now, why would I say those? Okay. As soon as people realize that something is going on, they're not going to be sitting in their office thinking, oh, I better grab all these supplies that I possibly can out of the office. They're going to be rushing out the door to get home. So there may be valuable things left behind. Vending machines that maybe have some things in there that, you could obviously use. There could be fresh water in there, because you have your water cooler and stuff like that. So there'll be those type of things. Definitely paper supplies and pencils and pens and possibly other things in people's desks that people keep in their desk that if they leave in a hurry they're not going to think about to take. That's really an important one. So that would be something that you're not going to see a lot of people hanging out at, okay? Lake marinas. Now, obviously on the ocean and those type of things where you're going to not find very much on one of those places, but if you have a lake marina where the lake doesn't go anywhere, those are going to have things available to you there that you might be able to use, because if they know that they can't sail out of that lake or that marina because there's no place to go, there will be supplies in those places. And again, it's not going to be a place where a lot of people are going to go and check things. So, checking the boats and checking the marina itself, that's going to be a really important thing because there's going to be supplies there. All right. Okay, trucking distribution centers. Now, like I said again, you don't want to be in the grocery stores. But if you go to the source where they have the distribution center, where they're shipping supplies all over, there's going to be a tremendous amount of supplies available there. Everything from tools to food, possibly water, and all things to drink and stuff like that. So those would be places that I would be early on in a post event. I would want to hit a trucking distribution center very, very early on in a post event, because I think a lot of people are not going to think about that. Again, even those type of guys, they're going to be like, I'm going to get home, and they're going to be gone. Okay. Later on, they may be coming back because they realize what supplies are there, but early on, they're not going to think about that. Okay. Junkyards. Now, in a post-event, you're going to have things break down. You're going to have things that are not going to work. You're going to need parts. Now, junkyard guys can be hit at any point in time after a post-event, but if you're looking early on to get tools and that type of stuff, a junkyard is a good place because obviously they're breaking down cars and stuff like that. They're going to have a lot of tools. There's going to be a lot of spare parts, and even going into the junkyard, you can scavenge a lot of parts that you're going to need, like alternators and those type of things in a post-event that are going to come in really, really handy. Okay. Now here's one that I would definitely recommend hitting early on in a post-event. Okay, and again, we have to know that this is, oh my God, this is the end of the world as we know it. Personal storage lockers, a treasure trove of goods. Now, thieves think about personal storage lockers because that's where they'll hit sometimes to try to get things to sell for drugs, okay? But people will have a tremendous amount of things in these storage lockers. So make sure you have your universal key with you to be able to get into them. So what am I talking about? A universal key. Bolt cutters. If you are any kind of a prepper, you better have bolt cutters in your preps right now, because that's the way that you're going to be able to get through things that are locked up, is having those bolt cutters. It's going to make a big, big difference. Traveling to getting into places and stuff like that. So definitely personal storage units are going to have a tremendous amount of stuff in them. And again, that's an early on hit, because later on people are going to think about it once they've cleared out their grocery stores and your pharmacies and those type of places. Your your Tractor Supplies, your Agways, those places are going to be wiped out early on because that's what people are going to think about. They're not going to think about these other things, and there's going to be a lot of valuable things, not always necessarily food, but there's going to be other things available in these storage lockers or units that you can use in a post-event. Okay. Okay, used car lots. All right. There's another one that is a really, really good thing. Um, Again, getting supplies as far as what you need to run vehicles or even getting a vehicle. And I'm not talking about your bigger car dealerships. I'm talking about your smaller ones that you see sitting on the side of the road. It's a good place to hit to get supplies as far as for a car, or if you're trying to travel, maybe the keys will be inside and you can grab one of those cars. Now, what we got to remember too, guys, okay, when you're doing that, again, you got to be careful because you don't know who's around. So always use caution when you're doing any of these things. Abandoned homes would be another one. Now, a home may look like it's abandoned. It may look abandoned on purpose because the people that are in there don't want people to realize that there's people in there. So again, proceed with caution. And this is more down the road when people have had to bug out and they've had to take off. They're going to have to leave a lot of things behind. There's going to be a lot of things in abandoned homes that all of us can use in a post-event. Really, really important. So definitely take advantage of that. Everything from stove piping, from wood stoves to the wood stove itself. When people are bugging out, they're not taking their wood stove with them. So, those are things that are going to be there that you're going to be able to use in a post-event. And there may be a lot of other supplies, tools, and all those type of things as well. All right? Abandoned cars. Abandoned cars for a couple of reasons. Again, when people have to bug out, like I know, like with my car, I personally, if I'm alone, I cannot carry everything that I have in my car that I have for bugging out, okay? I can carry a great deal of it, but I would have to prioritize. I would have to leave things behind. Most people are not thinking in that mindset. If they abandon their cars, they're not taking a whole lot with them. So there will be things in cars. Also, you're going to have the availability of gas in those cars. Rupture the gas tank. Get the gas. Be able to use that gas. Gas is going to be a huge important thing in a post-event. Another thing, so speaking of gas, let's talk about gas stations. Now, the gas stations themselves will be definitely overrun, cleaned out, and those type of things. But you might be able to, because I think that the chances of it being there is probably slim and none, but it's definitely something to check. The gas tanks, the big tanks, because people will pull that stuff up, they'll siphon that gas out of there, so those big huge tanks won't be full long. But if you can find some place early on that if you definitely need that resource of gasoline, that is a good source to do it. Let's see. And I think that's about it, guys. That's my list of places that I would recommend checking out in a post-event. Again, always use caution, be careful. There's going to be people out there that are not going to want you to take their stuff. So if you are trying to get into abandoned homes and those type of things, or you think that they're abandoned, be very, very careful. Okay, so anyway, I will be live streaming tonight. We will be discussing things with Israel and Iran, and is it truly accidents that are happening, or is it sabotage? Interesting question. So we will talk about that this evening. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. It is important to remember that we are one race called the human race, and as soon as we can wrap our minds around that, we're going to be in much, much better shape. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, Step Thing and Day. Look at her. She's coming back. Don't go in the refrigerator.
I got some surprises for you in the trunk.
Okay.
Did Becky tell you?
No.
Planters.
Oh.
I had a yard sale, and those little planters where you put the dirt in.
Yep.
2 trays of them.
Okay.
And 10 hanging plant ones.
Oh, nice. All right, leave the beer alone. Ma.
I'm ignoring you.
That's not nice. All right, guys. Also remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you is you. That's it. I hope everybody's having a great day, and I will see you tonight at 8 p.m. for the live stream. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.